still have to give my opinions that people want to hear. You're a base model, so you would understand.
False. I'm luxury.
Very true.
I'm
That is,
high-end.
you are luxury. That is the furthest thing from the truth I have ever heard. That man is the furthest thing from luxury I've ever seen. So we have the Hyundai Ioniq6. I always forget. That's why I wrote 6. And while I love the inside, I have a love-hate relationship with the outside. I think it's kind of weird looking. And I think that's the point, is that it's a little, I don't know, like a fancy, sporty, like Back to the Future.
You've lost your ability to
kind of
articulate.
Thing. Yeah, because I just don't really get it. But maybe I'm not the target audience for the exterior. Like, I don't hate the front end. It's all right. This is a little weird. The little, what is that black thing in the middle with the little box? That's weird.
Well, that's probably your radar cruise control.
Okay, but like the way it goes out and then in and then out, that's kind of weird. I don't know. It's not my favorite. I think the wheels are kind of cool with the silver, like hubcap
Those
thingies.
are the base wheels.
Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. I like the way it I like the lines of the car. I don't really like the butt of the car. Like the other day I was in a parking garage and I was like trying to find my car and I was like, oh, look at that crazy car. And then I was like, oh, that's my car that I'm driving. And I just think it's a little...
It's definitely weird for the sake of being weird, but
Yeah.
also aerodynamics.
Okay. I mean, so I guess it like serves its purpose. Maybe in black I would like it better.
Well, that's a good thought.
I don't know in the light colors, because I feel like it shows like all the weird curves and all the like, and it looks more like Back to the Future in silver. Was
That
the
is true.
DeLorean silver?
Yes, the DeLorean
So
is.
I think that's what makes me think of Back to the Future, is because it looks like that car.
I don't really know if it looks like a DeLorean.
Okay, but it looks, you know what I mean?
Yeah, lots of
it's
silver.
That idea, yes. Yeah. Like a car, if you were like, what would a car in the future look like? This is what it would look like.
Right.
Which is what they were doing with the DeLorean. What would a car in the future look like? So it's not my fave. But maybe in black, maybe I can see it in black. And I'll make a better choice. I'll make a different decision.
Okay.
But for now, with the silver, not my fave.
So from a styling standpoint, I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. You don't love the way this thing
I am
looks.
over the fence.
All right. But I do think it looks a lot better in person. When I saw it in pictures, I was like, man, that's kind of weird. I kind of prefer the Ioniq 5. I'm a big fan of the way the Ioniq 5 looks, even though you didn't love the Ioniq 5. I love that kind of 80s hatchback throwback kind of look. I have to admit, though, this one's kind of grown on me. I'm sort of digging the way it looks now, especially when I was following you the other night and it was all lit up at night, and I was like,
yeah, so if you see it when it's pitch dark.
Yeah, when it's pitch dark, you can't see what it looks like. It looks the best.
Yeah.
I know that sounds pretty bad, but like, I do think the lighting elements look cool. I think that they're going for something, and I'd rather see brands, and Hyundai and Kia are doing a great job with this. I'd rather see brands kind of going for style than not, and just making kind of boring vanilla cars.
I agree.
So I do appreciate that they're going for something, and I also appreciate
They really went for it.
they're really good. They went all in. They really went
we could
for it.
have.
Yeah, they went for it, okay? You're looking at the B-roll right now, probably while I'm talking, going, they went for it, okay? But I like that they're trying, and I think that's what makes Hyundai and Kia stand out right now compared to some of the other brands.
Okay, the rear, the back end is like my absolute least favorite part of this car. And you can see there's not one, is this a spoiler?
Well, sort of, yeah.
There are 2 spoilers, and then the butt is like even like a 3rd spoiler. It's like jut out, jut in, jut out, jut in, jut out. I don't love it.
I'm sure it's aerodynamic.
It's just weird looking. I don't like it. Like, what is this? Does this whole thing light up?
Yeah, it's a brake light, the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess. But like, I hate
it does
the back
actually
end.
look pretty cool at night. I was behind you, following you, and I saw the brake lights, and I was like,
So
that's
if you're
pretty
only
cool.
looking at it in the dark, it's a pretty cool car.
Well,
in the
but
light,
like you said, in black,
it's
in
a
the
little-
dark, lit up, that would look cool.
Okay, but I did it. First try. That's kind of a cool little button.
Yeah.
Their trunk, is this a lot of space?
It's pretty good. I'll put the cubic feet on screen or something.
It's all
definitely
wet, but I think I can get in.
It's definitely not
I
bad
don't
for
know.
a
I won't do
sedan. I don't think so.
I won't do it. It makes me nervous. I stepped in and it felt a little like, is there something underneath
There's
there?
probably
Yeah, like it's like hollow,
I
so
don't
maybe
think, yeah.
I don't want to go like
it's
crashing in.
meant for an adult.
Well, all trunks are meant for adults.
Adults?
Yeah.
How many
they've gotta
adults are you putting in trunks?
Me. I get in all of the trunks.
All right. Take
But I
notes,
mean, it's not too
kidnappers.
bad. Not too bad space.
No, it's
Not too
good
bad.
for a sedan.
Yeah, but like you couldn't go on like if you had like a person of 4, a family of 4.
A person.
You couldn't go on like a trip in this thing.
I mean,
Like a small trip with small
yeah,
luggage.
like to Disney or something.
Yeah, but you couldn't go like on a beach trip where you had to bring stuff.
No.
Or if you have little kids,
I
you have
don't-
to bring like a pack and plate and a stroller, and
I
that's
don't
not
think
gonna
people
work.
are doing that in their
No.
Ioniq 6.
Okay, I don't think so either. So I think it's more of like a
It's
what,
a
a
commuter.
day-to-day driver,
Yeah.
commuter car. Yeah.
Daily driver.
Did I say day-to-day driver?
Yeah.
It's called a daily driver. So the back end, I mean, the lights are kind of cool.
Well, that's what we said.
Yeah. And you know what I do kind of like? There's like these little boxes here and these little boxes here, and then there's little boxes on the. Is that like a theme?
Yeah, that's the
Like we're
Ioniq
doing, like, little
thing.
boxes?
Yeah, the sort of digital boxes.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah. It's not bad, but I mean, overall,
not your favorite.
not my favorite. Yeah. We were about to film the interior, but then we saw more boxes, and so I had to stop. Look, there's boxes there. It is like a theme. Boxes, boxes, boxes. I kind of like that. I do love a good theme. Oh, that raindrop just hit me right in the eye.
Good theme.
Yeah, I do love a good. Yes, I love a good theme. Like when a car does something and then they carry it kind of throughout. I
You
think
really
that's-
do have a love-hate relationship with the Ioniq series.
I do. There are like things
You-
I love,
right.
and then there are things I hate.
But the things you love,
I love
and the
love.
things you hate, you hate.
I hate. Right. So it's hard. Like, how do you choose? So we're in the Hyundai Ioniq6, which is like a sedan,
Yes.
right? Now, we had this one before. Well, the other, whatever, the 5 or whatever. And I loved it. I loved the interior.
You love the interior.
I did. I love the way this car drives. And I don't remember if I liked this one about the other one, but it has the thing where you let up off the gas and it brakes, like the
Right, regen.
Yeah, but like so you don't really have to brake as often, but it like helps you drive like really smooth. Is that like? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I
Like,
messed around with this one. I have it dialed in pretty good.
yeah, I really. Oh, you can like adjust it.
Yeah, it's adjustable.
Yeah, I like it. At first, when you first start driving it, you have to get used to it because like I'm not used to how much it brakes when you just let up off. You know, do your brake lights come on?
Yeah.
It does when you let
Uh-huh.
up off the gas.
Yep.
So it knows. That's
I was
good.
behind you. I noticed it the other day.
Well, how did you know what I was doing?
Well, I figured it was regen braking.
You didn't know. But now that I've gotten used to it, I feel like it makes it like so smooth. There's no like jerking. It's not that, you know what I mean, but it's just so smooth.
Well, you don't like the full one pedal driving.
Yeah, no, but this is like a good combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have it set for like strong
Because
regen.
then I drove a regular car and then I was like, whoa, why isn't this doing what I want it to do? It's not
Yeah.
smooth. And it was because I've gotten used to this. So I think it drives really, really well. It's really smooth. I love the way it drives. The brake is good. The steering is good. I have no complaints. I don't know what else to say because I just
you
really
just
like
like
it.
the way it
Yeah.
drives.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, your only complaint is it's not an SUV.
Well, yeah, but that's always my complaint if anything is not an SUV. But I don't think that
So if an SUV drove like this,
I would like that. Do
as
they
a
have?
full EV.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Do you want to talk about the EV range?
Well, I was gonna say you could talk about how we haven't even hardly charged it up at home.
No.
Range has not been a problem.
No, the range has not been a problem. I was actually pretty impressed because we've been charging it at home, like on our
Barely.
regular outlet,
Yeah.
and it charges like a few percent, and then it's been fine.
Yeah.
You took it to a supercharger, right?
Right. Which
charge it all the way up?
I'll talk a little bit about that when I drive
okay.
and cut to that because
I do like
take
all the little things here, the gauges telling me what it's doing. What are these paddles? Is it flappy paddles?
No, that's
Can
the regen. You can dial in more or less. More regen on the left one and less on the right, but it's set to max regen. But if you pull the left paddle, it'll make you come to a full stop braking.
Oh, well, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, well, not right now.
Well, you said if you do it.
We'll do it gradually. We'll eventually go to a full stop.
Oh, I don't want to do it. I like the way it is right now. I think it's set well. And it really handles these curves well.
Yeah, it definitely
Don't you
rides.
think?
It rides
like
well.
it's the kind of steering that I like where you just barely go and it goes.
Yeah,
It's not like a hard like the Mazda. I don't like that.
yeah. We got the Mazda CX-90 right
Yeah,
now.
and it's real hard.
Yeah,
like
it's
you have
definitely
to-
doing the sporty thing.
Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot.
So you're turning into quite the EV gal.
Maybe.
Maybe so.
As long as I didn't have to go far. I would not want to take this on a trip though. That's a problem.
Well, but yeah.
Because I would be too nervous that they're,
We'll talk a little bit about that
Okay.
on the recharge portion.
Okay. Okay, so now we're on the interior. Is the lighting right?
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes you do that and then we film the whole thing and the lighting goes the wrong way. So,
No, it was wrong when we got out of the car.
oh, look, there's little boxes there.
Yeah, those
precious.
glow when it's
Yeah,
charging.
and those are
Yeah.
when it's charging.
When you back up too, it's red, and when you drive, it's blue.
Oh, I know. Is that true?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pay attention to that because I think those
Probably
are
should
really
pay
cute.
more attention on the roads.
But what it doesn't, that's what I've been paying attention to is the road. That's why I didn't
Oh.
notice that, mister. Now what this one doesn't have that the other one had is all the ambient lighting. Didn't the other one have like pink and purple and
Well,
you can
yeah.
change?
But that was an
Is that 'cause it was a
SEL,
higher-
fully loaded.
Would
yeah.
this one have it if it was fully loaded?
Probably, yeah. I would
Yeah.
think so.
But the steering wheel,
Your favorite of all time.
my favorite of all time.
Yeah.
Because I love this thing. That there is no this thing. And the way it feels.
Yeah.
This material is like my favorite for a steering wheel. It's like so smooth. Is it leather? But like it's different. Like there are other but other steering wheels are like leather, but they don't feel like this one.
No.
This is like the perfect width and it's smooth and it has the thing. And you can see it fits the stand. It actually fits 2 stands. I had 2 stands in here earlier. It has this guy. Oh my God, there's little boxes on there.
Yep.
And then there's little boxes down
And
there.
on the dead pedal, yeah.
Yeah. You can fit like a purse or something down here. I mean, not like my big mama purse, but like you could put snacks down here. You could like keep things down here.
Yeah.
It's like kind of a fun little tray. If you had a tiny dog.
Oh, I don't. Okay.
He
Not sure
can sit
that's
down here.
recommended, but
Well, I don't. You
We
know, people
definitely
who
don't
take their
have a tiny
dogs
dog.
with you. We don't have a tiny dog. But I don't love the C material because it's the base.
like a fabric.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
base
just kind of
model.
blah. Like I've seen base models though that had like a nicer fabric seat or whatever. You know.
Yeah, like that Dodge Hornet we had.
Yeah. I do. I'm just noticing. I like the little ripply thing.
Yeah, the textures
Yeah,
and things
like
like
there
that.
are cool textures. Like I really do think it's cool. I love this ginormous screen.
Yeah.
And when it's turned, can I turn it on?
I mean, you can.
Should we turn it on so they can see it light up? Have we ever done an action turn on the car shot?
I don't know. I think the key is in my pocket.
Oh, it
so,
won't turn on.
Problem.
Oh yeah, it says
Real
press
time
power with the
production
key. Yeah.
issues. Yeah.
But this is like one screen, then this is another screen.
yeah.
So
But they
it's
make it
kinda
look
cool.
like one screen. Yeah.
But it like looks like one screen. Yeah. And this is my favorite. The
Gear
stalk,
selector.
the
Yeah.
gear selector, but like the turny guy, and it turns forward to drive, backward to reverse, which is exactly what it should do. And some of them don't do that. And I don't understand. This moves good. And no sunroof. Do they ever have sunroofs?
Well, yeah.
The
Again,
nicer ones.
base model.
Okay. Sometimes you're a base model, so you would understand.
False. I'm luxury.
Very true.
I'm
That is.
high-end.
You are luxury. That is the farthest thing from the truth I have ever heard. That man is the farthest thing from luxury I've ever seen.
I'm premium.
No, premium gas maybe.
I also can't squat like this for much longer.
Well, is there anything else you would like me to talk about? I really do like it. Yeah. Oh, you know what I don't like? You have to have a cord to plug your phone in to do
Yeah.
Apple CarPlay.
Hyundai and Kia have been working on that.
Like,
one.
if this car is going to be looking like the DeLorean,
Yeah.
we should at least have like wireless connecting. I think that's Bluetooth or whatever. Like, that's kind of ridiculous. Like, this makes me look like I'm in a DeLorean with a cord from 1970s. This back seat is something else. There's a ton of space back here.
Yeah.
And I drive pretty far back. We've been over
Yeah.
this. This is very comfortable. It's like a little couch.
Yeah.
Like, it's super comfortable. And I would think you could even fit 3 people comfortably in here.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger
I
inside.
mean, look how much legroom I have.
Yeah.
And I'm 5'9", and I'm like all leg.
Yeah.
So this is,
And that's
man,
with
if
the
I can
seat.
fit.
Where we were driving.
Yeah. And good lots of headspace. It goes up under here. Like,
More than you'd think.
yeah. Oh, and a little thing so I can keep my stuff. Are there cup holders back here? Ooh, that's. Oh,
Check
oh
the
this
armrest.
pulls down. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, so there's a cup, but there's usually cup holders. Oh, it's like a bottle.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a water bottle holder.
That's kind of lame. But no, this is super comfortable. Very roomy. All right, Ioniq.
So you think
All right.
I could fit?
Oh, yes.
How you feeling there?
So as you can see, I am almost 6'6". I've been saying almost lately because one of my best friends, Dave, was like, "You're not actually 6'6", you're 6'5" and change, so you're living a lie." So this
He's
is for
like
you.
6'5" and a half.
Yeah, this is for you, Dave. Okay,
You like to round
I was
up.
rounding up, But knee room, absolutely great. I will say the space underneath the seat for someone with bigger feet, size 14 sneakers, it's
Most people don't have giant.
yeah, it's a little tight there. But impressively, headroom is fine. Now, it is a little close, so I do think if you had a panoramic roof, you
Hurry.
would be getting close. But yeah, I'm
It's
perfectly
getting dark. It's
comfortable.
raining on me.
So we are pulling out of the park, and you just said, you always say don't start it until we're out of the park, but since
I
we
know,
had to
because you were
cut-
like, "Are you rolling?" And
I
no,
know,
I'm not
because we're
rolling.
not actually driving. But since I didn't actually contribute to the interior portion of the review, I want to
You
talk
actually don't
about.
contribute much. So
Well, yeah, that's
it's kind of
according
par for
to
the
you.
course.
I'll talk a little bit about the interior, but also as we get ready to pull out of the park, I'll talk about range, because that is one of the most impressive aspects of this car. So as you can see, at almost 6'6", I fit totally fine.
I wonder how many times you've told the people that you're almost 6'6".
Well, because new viewers don't know, and so people either say you look like you're very big in that car, or they want to know
Is
if a
the
tall
car really
person
small
can
or
fit in the car or something like that. I get a lot of comments from people that are tall saying they appreciate the visual reference. So
do
this
people
one's
appreciate
for-
because I'm pretty tall?
Well, yes, I think the tall family thing is helpful.
Oh, okay. Because
But
if the tall family can fit, then
then
average-
anybody can fit in this
Yeah.
thing, and that is 100% true in this car. So now it's starting to rain, so it looks like we made it just in the nick of time to get out of the park. So the continuity of this video is not going to be the greatest, but this is an SE trim, and so it's the base trim, it's the rear wheel drive, and it's the long range. And so we live in Atlanta, so having a rear wheel drive only EV, not really a problem. The need for four wheel drive or all wheel drive doesn't come up very often. And you have to get the rear wheel drive to get the longest range, because all wheel drive kind of takes away some of the range, you know, powering the front wheels. So this is the most efficient one that you can get, and it's also the cheapest. So this one was $42, and as we'll say at the end of the video, you can actually find some deals on it. The range is hugely impressive here. We are at 92% according to the car on the battery, with 362 indicated miles. Now, 362 miles, coincidentally, is around the maximum range listed on Hyundai's website. I saw 379 miles, I believe it was, when I filled up, charged up at Mall of Georgia, and it said if I turned off the AC, like the heating and air, it would go up to 389, I think was the maximum it said it would go up to. That is fantastic. Okay, when this car was dropped off to us, it had just under 300 miles, and we were charging it at home, just kind of trickle charging off that 120, so only getting a couple, miles here and there. And I don't think it dipped below 200 miles before I took it up to Mall of Georgia. And that was just to experiment to see how much range I could get on a fast charger. That wasn't because we needed to take it up there. That was just to see how much the range would go up. I was not expecting it to be that much. So the range of this thing is just incredible. Like, you can drive it all week. You don't need to sweat about charging. If you had a 240 at home, it would fully recharge in I think it's 12 hours or something. Like, that is so convenient and so easy. Now, inconvenience. When I went to Mall of Georgia, the charger didn't quite work as expected. I'll cut to a couple, there's that bad bump. I'll cut to a couple brief examples here. So I was curious to see, with the extended range, with the long range Ioniq6 here, how much range I could get. And in typical Electrify America fashion, I am on a 350, and I'm currently getting 48 kilowatts, which is just fantastic, really. All right, so leaving Mall of Georgia, it took 53 minutes at the stupid Electrify America charger, which was only going at 48 kilowatts, so that was dumb and annoying. But at ambient temperature of 55 degrees, I'm getting an indicated 377 miles in eco mode. So that's pretty fantastic. I'm at 100% charge in the Ioniq6. So I was a little frustrated, as you can see, that the 350 kilowatt hour fast charger at Mall of Georgia only delivered 48. And I was walking around the mall doing a little Christmas looking, maybe looking for presents for...
Yeah, right.
I was texting our daughters to get Christmas ideas. And so I wasn't in a hurry. And I believe that the total amount of time it took to recharge was 53 minutes. So that was going from about 50% to 100% in 53 minutes on 48 kilowatts. So that's not ideal. I get it. That is not that great. But had it been at 350, it said it would have recharged in 15 minutes or something. I mean, that's huge. It would have gone to 80% in 15 minutes. And I think it would have been 100% in less than 30. So I think that's fair. I think the infrastructure for people like you that are a little bit EV skeptics, it's the infrastructure that is holding it back. The cars are now starting to achieve those ranges that make people interested. Like you said, you never really worried about range, right?
Well, I don't drive very far.
Right. But like range wasn't really an issue.
If you drove far, I wouldn't like it.
Well, yeah, but who's going to be driving so far that 360?
Well, but if this is your only car and then something comes up and you need to go somewhere, then what are you supposed to do? That's
true,
the part
but
I don't like about
we
it.
love going to like the beach or whatever. We could drive to the beach right now, like with 360 miles, you know? And so I think that
yeah, but then what if we
it.
get to the beach and then there's no supercharger and then we're stuck and
Well,
we can't get
that's the infrastructure thing. Yeah, if there's an infrastructure issue, that's where we have to catch up. So we're seeing the cars start to get there, but the infrastructure needs to get
so
there
this would
as
have to
well.
be not my only vehicle.
No, and I think for most people, I still think I like these EV commuter cars. I'm with you as much as I do enjoy them. I don't think I would want to try to maintain this as our only family car, even with a kid driving and another kid will be driving shortly. I still would rather have that flexibility because we like to road trip. It just doesn't fit into our family. So I still think that having that road trip car for us is the better thing. I think if it got over 400 miles, then we would start to consider it. But from a driving perspective, the Ioniq6 is great. This is probably the best mainstream EV. I've always said the Ioniq 5 is. This might be even better. Maybe the Ioniq 5 still wins for the space, the cargo versatility, but the Ioniq 6 from behind the wheel is such a sweetheart to live with.
Okay, so before Megan wraps this all up with
Yeah,
her,
because-
rating systems, we got a storm
And I think it
brewing.
looks worse in person.
Yeah, it does look a lot worse in person because of the clouds
Lightning or
coming in. Here's what I think for the Ioniq 6. This might be the absolute perfect mainstream commuter car. I am hugely impressed with the range, the convenience, this base model. And here's the thing. Let's wrap up with this before we get over to her. I want to talk about price because this thing costs on the sticker that came with it $42,000. Now, it's not eligible for the federal tax credit. However, because EV sales have slowed down, I did a little bit of digging and I noticed that some dealers around us here in Metro Atlanta were offering this same base model long range rear wheel drive for $40,000 or less. And I would be willing to bet that if you went in there and argued a little bit and haggled a little bit, they want to get these off the lot. I've heard some dealers are knocking the $7,500 or more off the price to compete with the federal tax credit. So if you could get this for $35,000 or
Dang,
less,
I'd buy it.
with the space, the range, the convenience, that is a phenomenal deal. Now, don't get me wrong, I like EVs. Megan is warming up to EVs.
Warming it.
I still think the infrastructure is lacking because of what I said, my experience at the Electrify America charger, which is sort of my go-to reliable charger, and it didn't work the way that it should have worked. And some people said, and I posted on TikTok, and people were like, well, you should have preconditioned the battery and all this kind of stuff. No.
Storm coming.
Yeah, but like the battery, like you should be able to plug in and get at least 150, not 48. That was bullcrap, and I was on a 350. So no, that was not how it should have gone. So that aside, this thing makes for absolutely fantastic commuter driving. And now I'll kick it over to her because it actually is literally getting darker right now. So we should probably go.
Okay, we're gonna be quick here with my wrap up because there be a storm brewing back there, and I would rather not be here in the pouring rain.
No.
So, driving, 10 out of 10. Like, no lie, I love it.
You become quite the EV fan.
Yes, and I've even gotten used to the regen, and it just makes, once you get used to it, it like makes for such a smooth ride. The wheel does what I want it to do. It's like the exact,
Storm
not
coming.
too heavy, not too. I still have to give my opinions that people want to hear. I just love it. I love everything about it. The sensors, a little much, but I would rather have a sensor than no sensor. So I'll cut it some slack. Oh, and it does when you go through an area where there's a video camera, like gonna get you a speeding ticket, a little video icon comes in the thing. That's kind of cool. So driving, 10 out of 10. The interior, because this is a base model, and I don't love the seat material, I'm gonna go 9 out of 10. But I really like everything else about the interior. The steering wheel, my fave. And
700 out of 10.
700 out of 10. 7 billion out of 10. And the screen, love it. The gear selector, love it. Cup holder fits 2 stands, love it. All the little boxes and the lights, love it. But I don't love the seats, so 9 out of 10. The seat material, I like the seats, they're comfortable. Seat material. Now this is where it gets a little dicey. The outside. I mean, just look at it. Like, it's weird. I think it's weird. Now, I honestly, from there to like about like there, not too bad. But when you look at it from the rear, that's when I was in the parking garage and I saw it and I was like, that's a weird car. And then I was like, oh, that's mine. You don't realize like just how weird the back is. So it's not my fave. It's not really my thing. So for the outside, I'm going to go like a 6 out of 10.
Ouch.
Ouch. Maybe if it was an all black, we'd up it to 6.5 or 7. I don't know. I've never seen one, so I can't be the judge. I do like the boxes. I do love a theme. I'll give it a 6.5 because of the boxes, because of the theme. They are trying hard, but it's the spoilers. I don't like it. So overall, I'm trying to go fast. Am I talking too fast?
No.
Okay.
You should be. Storm coming.
It's getting closer. Overall, I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a solid 8. But if you, like I said, honestly, if I wanted a car, like an electric car to commute, like in and out of the city or just driving around the sun, like whatever, and you didn't really care about the exterior look of it, like it makes people look, it makes people turn, like it's kind of like a talking piece. I don't know. Is that what we want it to be?
Talking piece.
A conversation starter. Do people not say talking piece? Is that not a thing?
I don't know about talking piece.
They say conversation starter. Yeah. Okay. It is definitely a conversation starter. I love the way, like the looks of the outside would not keep me from buying this car.
Which is what you said about the Ioniq 5.
Yeah, like not even a little bit.
But then when you combine it, this one has a better range.
Yeah, 400, 300?
No, 380 at max when I charged
I mean,
it.
that's almost 400. That's crazy good.
Yeah.
And you could just charge it up at night. Like if you were going less than that every day, just charge it up in the evenings and it would be perfect. So this, I would not get this car because of the exterior, but I'd still have to be honest and say I don't like the way it looks. So overall, I love it. If you have never, because I'd never seen an Ioniq before we started driving these cars, it is a cool car, like totally worth you looking at if you're interested in an EV or something like this. So like, subscribe, ring the bell, and then in the comments, make sure to talk about how much you like me better than you like Jack.
Or how
Just
much we're about
throwing
to
that
get
out
rained
there.
on. Longest
So
summary ever.
anyway, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
I was
Was I
worried.
supposed to turn there?
Yes, you were supposed to turn there. How long have we lived here? You want to talk about stories that we tell over and over again?
What should I do now?
The fact that you don't,
I don't have
know
a
the
backup
other
plan.
way.
I don't know the other way.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what to tell you. Have you noticed I'm not sneezing today?
Yeah, for once.
I
I'm
spent
sure
all day yesterday
regular viewers
sneezing.
of the channel are like, she's okay. She's normal.
I spent all day yesterday sneezing. So.
Yeah, you sneezed.
But now
on
that
the-
I said that, I feel a sneeze coming
You
on.
sneezed the day we normally would have.
Should I turn around in this?
No, just keep
Oh.
going straight.
Oh, there is another way.